Welcome back to Mega Man 04. Last time, we saved the human settlement from Kraft, who immediately captured Nige, supposedly for her own good, but, well, he's not very good at knowing what's good for Nige. But now we're on the back half of the game, and apparently I just saved all of the bottom left corner missions for the back half. Although this is definitely the most pressing mission in my eyes, cause there's just a floating fortress that's dropping acid rain, so, yeah, I think after Particle Beam this is the next most important thing. So the optimal weather for us in the Hanging Gardens is sunny weather. That removes the cloud cover and the wind. Although neither of those are in this first section, but they will be here eventually. But they are things we have to deal with since it is now cloudy. You can tell that it's not present here because I'm jumping normally, but of course, I do have the chip that allows me to not get pushed around by the wind on the ground. On the air is a different matter. So yeah, here are the clouds, they're obscuring things, and yeah, now I'm definitely getting pushed by the wind. So yeah, this is just a stage full of death pits. You know how it goes. So, since we've got a little bit of time, today's topic is actually the thing that Mega Man 04 could have been. They did actually anticipate 03 kind of being the final game in the series. You can kind of tell because even though Dr. Vile didn't die in the end, it did wrap up a lot of the plot lines that were present for the first three games. And most notably, the Mother Elf subplot, or plot that's just... It's a major thing, it's really not a subplot. A subplot would be, I don't know, the wacky shenanigans that Hirondelle gets up to when we're not looking at him. Oh, and we've got an electric dragon to fight here. Sorry to spoil it, but here you go. We had 3 elemental dragons in this game, and I don't really like fighting any of them, mostly because they're spontaneous. I do not like it when they charge me. But anyway, yeah, a lot of plot lines did end with 03. 04 definitely has a bit of a different tone, kind of a different setting. It certainly feels very different from the first 3. Even 1, which was kind of just different by design. However, initially when they were planning for a 04, they were spitballing ideas, the initial thought was to make this Mega Man 0 1.5, so basically it would cover the time Zero was in the deserts, which I'm really glad they didn't go through with that because genuinely that doesn't really need to be a storyline. You get everything you need to in the start of 02. The only thing a midpool would have added would just be, hey, sometimes there are slightly larger guys who go, ha ha ha, so you're Zero, huh? You'll never defeat me! And then you kill them. But the thing that is important about that, though, is it did actually lead to an important idea. So, of course, after 01, Zero's other equipment wound up breaking. So the shield boomerang and the triple rod. Now, their idea was to actually give you a new weapon that could kind of cover, you know, not having your extra utilities from the other weapons while still not necessarily being the saber or the buster. And the idea they came up with, of course, was the Z-Knuckle. So yeah, that is actually why the Z-Knuckle exists as it is. It was sort of the original idea that it would just be this, I guess, desperation move where Zero would just steal other guys' weapons and just kind of utilize them. And they wouldn't be quite as reliable, or at the very least wouldn't have as much ammunition as everything else. But nonetheless, it would kind of be a necessity because, well, Zero lost everything else he had. Anyway, boss time. So yeah, this is Pegasolta Eclair. He is full of himself. So, right, the main thing about him is, when you try to attack him when he's not attacking, he's probably just gonna float up into the air, just like barely above your shot. He's very smug like that. He's got this charge attack where he'll Go forward 2 times, go back after each of those, and then on the 3rd strike, he will just keep on traveling until he's past the edge of the screen. We've also got this move, which sometimes creates an electric line between them, sometimes it doesn't, so just be outside of them. Just, you know, for your own sake. Also, if you're wondering why I was just standing there, he's got different attacks he can utilize when he does that animation. This time, though, he just did that twice. He just did his charge attack, where he kind of just floats up 3 times. He kind of floats upward at the end, so just travel and you'll be fine. So yeah, annoying boss, and it is one where, if you mess up, you will probably die, because that will probably send you off a cliff. The one attack where he just kind of dips downwards is definitely one where he'll try to throw you down, because that's a grab attack. Anyway, apparently he really likes being chopped in half. Look, he's just so symmetrical like this, he's perfect. Alright, so that was Pegasulta. I don't really care for him all that much. Look, when the fairy moth or the plant try to kill me, I'm fine with that. When he does it, I'm calling HR. Alright, so, that's the end of the main mission. Yeah, that was pretty terrible. It was terrible that he was going to acid rain everybody to death. So, I'm looking at a 22-minute video, but it's gonna be far shorter for you, because we have to revisit 2 areas. So first we've got Particle Beam, which I didn't have the chance to revisit, because, you know, I got distracted by other missions. But yeah, this is what it looks like when it's overcast. Definitely a very cool look for the mission. So yeah, I've got a couple of resources that I need. These drills didn't really drop enough the first time. I do have to fight the dragon. This doesn't help me, but I need something after him. And it's these stupid pricks, the Fatals. I don't know what it is. They just did not want to give me their resources, so I just had to keep going back and forth and let the beam do the work for me. But let me tell you, I was at this for far longer than I wanted to be. This was just really boring to do. Oh, I should mention it while we're at it, though. There is a particular item called Ceratanium, which is available in most stages. Not all of them, but a lot of them. There'll be 1 per stage, so you're gonna want to go back and farm for them at some point or another. Because Ceratanium is used in every single body part, as well as an item called the S-Crystal, which we'll be needing in a bit. So yeah, keep your eyes out for those. So anyway, the Sea Hopper was way easier to obtain, so that part of this, at least, was not nearly as difficult. But then, of course, we also have to go back to the Hanging Gardens during daylight. So yeah, this definitely didn't take as long as Particle Beam. Though, admittedly, the Raikens really didn't want to be found. Again, though, didn't have to wait for a laser with those guys, so it wasn't nearly as bad. We also have this fun 4-in-1 enemy. He launches 3 different elemental types of enemies, they all work a little differently. And of course, he himself also has a resource, so yeah, I also had to spend a minute getting everything from this one. But once I got that one, that was it. So yeah, we are all good here. Right, so it's been a while since we've checked in on Alouette. So we should have enough crystals, though only barely, to get Qua to the next level. Alright, so what do you have next? 12 Vitality. Fire off Ice Shots, there's one of your elemental sources. Press down triple attack for Attack Wave. Not really one I'm going to look forward to too much. But Yeah, I don't really need a lot of these elf effects that much, so I guess we'll go with it for now. Next off, let's go to the lab. So we've got some items to create. We got a bunch of recipes, but of course, I've got online walkthroughs, so apologies to the humans. I know you were being nice by giving us stuff, but I already know what I want to make. And what I want to make is double jump. Yeah, now that we're, I think, done with weather effects that push us around, it should be fine to add a double jump. Let's see, next on the list is the S crystal. So we are going to want to make 2 of these. Actually, I think we need more, but for what I need them for right now, I do need 2. Let's see, anything else we're making first? Auto charge. Yeah, I did miss auto charge. You better believe I'm gonna be equipping that now. Same deal as in Mega Man 03. I want auto charge for levels so I don't have to worry about holding down buttons constantly. But quick charge for bosses, cause that's just more useful. Nothing on body, and I don't need Spike Type W anymore. Now double jump is my best friend. So, the S crystals. What do we use those for? Well, Hirondelle here actually has another use for us. I'm sorry that makes our relationship sound transactional. However, since there are no sub-tanks based on fairies in this game, instead you get 2 of them by giving Hirondelle S crystals. So yeah, 2 from stages, and 2 from him. Alright, and I think that's gonna do it for now. Right, so we got a whole lot of stuff today, and stopped some acid rain, so I guess first we get killed by the smuggest horse in the universe, and then next time on Mega Man 04, we avert another disaster. I wanna say this one's underwater.
Mogake, Mogake!